48.2, 47.7. South Korea 49.8, November 23 is 50. So on, everyone, in fact the Eurozone collectively, 43.1, 44.3. So on, China's is 50.7 and 49.5. When I bring in China, I know I'm consciously bringing in knowing that it's a larger economy, we are not matching up to them on many scores. But the index today, this is how it is. They're all in the contractionary territory, whereas we are moving forward. So overall, manufacturing. Now, what about exports? Overall exports in October 2023 rose by 9.43% year on year to US dollars 62.26 billions. So exports are also showing very clearly a sign to say that in spite of the consumption and also the demand coming down in the Western economies, our export is showing a growth. WTO halved the world's merchandise trade numbers. They said it's going to come down in 2023, and they said it will come down to 0.8%. India's merchandise exports in the same time has increased by 6.21% to 33.57 billion in October. So WTO tells you that everywhere it's going to come down to the level of 0.8%, whereas Indian merchandise export is going up, and it's gone up to 6.21%. Last year, sir, India was the world's second largest mobile phone manufacturer. We've exported $10 billion worth of mobile phones in 22-23. Now, passenger vehicles is very important. It's not a luxury item, it's a passenger vehicle. Middle class buys them. The export of passenger vehicles and commercial vehicles from India to many countries has increased. PV exports, therefore, increased by 15% to 6.62 lakh units in the year 22-23 compared to 5.77 lakh units in 21-22. Sir, as per the BCG report, made in India products are now seen increasingly. They're visible in the American supermarkets. Is that an indicator? Maybe not, maybe yes, but we can just gauge what is happening. In the American supermarkets, made in India products are now being increasingly seen in the shelves. While US goods imports from China have declined by 10% from 2018 to 2022, they rose by 44% from India during 18 to 20. Decline in 10% from China goods, whereas what we are exporting merchandise, goods from India, has gone up by 44% to the US. All this is also indicative of the fact that the net direct tax collection is going up. Till November 9th, 10.60 lakh crore has been collected, 21.82% increase year on year. GST collection is now almost on a monthly average stabilized at 1.6 lakh crores. Last month alone, it grew by 15%. E-way bills, very clear indicator of economy being in a positive territory. E-way bills generation has hit another record, and that is highest record till now, October 2023. It crossed 10 crores for the first time since its introduction, surpassing the previous high of 9.34 crores in August 2023. So 10 crores in October e-way bill generation. CapEx is a very important thing because we from the government for the last 3 to 4 years have been increasing the public expenditure on capital asset creation. States' CapEx also grew in this period. I recognize that. It grew by 74.3% year on year in the quarter ending the first quarter of FY24. And that is largely because 50-year interest-free loans are being given to the states from the center, and that special assistance, which is 50-year interest-free, sir, we have released 1.3 lakh crores. We've made a provision of 1.3 lakh crores in the budget of 23-24. So that is also making states spend a lot more in their capital account, so that capital expenditure, infrastructure building gets a priority. All this has been recognized by even some of the global media, who normally don't write much in appreciation of what is happening in India. But I would like to say that I'm sure the honorable members would have read the Wall Street Journal, S&P ratings, Bloomberg, all of whom, while speaking very well about the Indian economy, sir, refer to the reform measures undertaken by the honorable PM, taking his name. I would like to say this. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts, this is quote, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts to outrun China and transform India's economic model into one driven by manufacturing rather than consumption are creating a tailwind for infrastructure and heavy industry companies. So this observation coming from media houses, particularly those who observe the Indian economy at this time, surely gives the feeling that it is all across the board, the development, the kind of buzz which is around the economy. There can always be some points which I'll certainly come to, some honorable members raising issue of, it's actually not reaching some parts of the ground, water is not reaching, or this is not reaching. I'll come to addressing that. But the point on which all of us can take immense pride is something which I list out very quickly. I'm not going to spend much of our time. Where have we reached the topmost position in the world? Where are we in the second position? Where are we in the third position? I'll just list out those items, and we'll know that this is across the board for all of us to feel extremely proud of, because this is an achievement the people of India are contributing towards this country. So India is the world's largest producer of milk, largest producer of pulses, dalhan, largest producer of jute, largest producer of sugar, real-time digital payments, largest number happen in India. India is also the second largest production of rice, of wheat, sugarcane, groundnut, vegetables, fruits, cotton, aquaculture, which is inclusive of seaweeds and lotus and so on, and also the marine products. So India is the second largest. Now, second largest again, manufacturer of mobile phones, producer of crude steel. In 2022 alone, sir, India alone registered an increase in production, while Japan, China, Russia, and US all witnessed a drop. They are the major producers. They see a drop in production, and we see not only see a growth, but we've reached the second largest producer status. Coal producer, second largest. Aluminium producer, second largest. And also, India is the second sought after manufacturing destination globally, and this is because of a research which comes from Cushman and Wakefield. So the third position, I'll stop with the third, but then, and also one more on the fourth. Third position, sir, India has reached the third position in being the biggest producer of fish and fish products, fish-related products. 8% of global production happens here. Startup ecosystem, third largest. Automobile market, third largest. Pharmaceutical industry, third largest. Power producer, third largest power producer. Limestone producer, third largest power producer. When I say this, I'm just taking my mind picture back to that one day when the grid collapsed over the western part of the country, and we were running short of technology to handle it, and we also had shortfall elsewhere in the country, but no more of that. Today, India is the third largest producer of power. India also has, especially when we're talking of climate and green action and so on, ranks third in forest gain area. India has added 2.66 lakh hectares of forest area every year between 2010 to 2020. So 2010, I'm including 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not as if, as often it is alleged, oh, for this side of the house, it's always world began in 2014. No, world began also in 2010, and I'm recognizing it. India stands fourth, sir, globally in renewable energy installed capacity. This is a very attractive number, and also to see where our initiatives are giving us tangible results. Renewable energy installed capacity, fourth in wind power capacity, fourth in solar power capacity. And this is something which the REN 21 Renewables 2022 Global Status Report recognizes as a big achievement of India. Now, all this is not happening in only the metropolitan cities. Several things have changed in rural India, and as a result of which, our economy is getting the best from the rural area and also from the metropolitan. Purely concentrating on rural India, sir, I want to highlight the numbers between 2014 and 2023, just so that we know the economy is in many ways pulsating in rural areas, and there shouldn't be any apprehension that everything is happening in the urban. Food grain production, naturally. 2014, it was 265 MMT. 2023, it's 323.55 million metric tons. Food grain production has had a leap of an increase. Pulses procurement, 1.52 lakh metric tons in 2014. Today, 82.21 lakh metric tons, 54-fold increase. Pulses procurement from the farmers. Milk production, 146.39 million tons in 14 to 21.06 million tons in 2023. Ethanol production, which is going to directly benefit the farmers, just as others also, I suppose. Ethanol procurement, because you procure it from the farmer directly, 38 crore liters in 2014. Now it is 434 crore liters. Fund allocation, sir, for rural houses. In 2014, it was 66,046 crores. In 2014 to 23, totally 2.02 lakh crores, 3 times increase for rural houses, funds that have been allocated by us. Average annual person days generated under Manrega. That is something of interest for so many honorable members. 208 crore days in 2014, 248 crore days now in 2023. Sir, Gram Sadak Yojana, completed road length, 2014, 3.81 lakh kilometers. Now, 6.21 lakh kilometers. 2.40 lakh kilometers have been added on to the total which existed earlier. Agriculture budget, 2013-14, 21,933 crores. Now it's 1,25,036 crores, 5.7-fold increase. MSP payment for wheat, again this, and the MSP payment for paddy going directly to the farmer, 2006 to 14, 2.39 lakh crores, whereas what is gone for wheat now between 2014 and 22 is 4.52 lakh crores. The MSP payment for paddy is even more striking. 2006 to 14, 3.09 lakh crores were given for the procurement of MSP payment which were sent to the farmers. Between 2014 and 22, 10